lights bright. We're squatching the trails from morning till night. Colin Haskins sets the pace, while camera person jokes in his face. We are CCIS, we're out each day, where the wildlife calls and the legends raise. So watch your step, don't make a joke, or your Squatchin license will be revoked. Footprints vanish, shadows hide, strange calls echo from the countryside. It's about getting out there, we all believe, adventure and laughter in Everly. CCIS, we're out each day, where the wild calls loud and the legends play. So grab your boots, come join the folks, or your Squatchin license might be revoked.
Hi everybody. So after work, and I decided to take a little hike. We're in Farmington and we're at a place called Suburban Park. So we're gonna check it out and see what's there, and we're gonna explore it together. I've never been here, so I'm looking forward to it. We're in Farmington, Connecticut. We're at Suburban Park, which is a trolley. There was a park set up for the end of a trolley line, went from New York to here. And they made this 35-acre amusement park with pavilions and all kinds of cool stuff. We'll get into it when we get back, but there you can see the sign behind us there, Suburban Park. And now it's land preservation. I've never been here. I've checked this out for years, driven by it, but never thought to come in here. Man, it's tracks. Wow, this is crazy. There are tracks here for sure. You can see over there, right? It's going up in there. Ah, that's either fox or I think that's a fox den. Pretty cool. And this is all jewel weed. So I was just saying, look at, so there's poison ivy, okay? That, and this is jewel weed, which is used, you take the leaves, and I have a little irritation down here, and you just rub it on there. And all that's going to relieve that itch. So the cure for poison ivy is, as they always say, that is usually right there next to it. In this case, it really literally is. This beautiful plant is wild lettuce. Nice plant. It has pain relieving properties and other stuff. So if you look it up, I'm not going to tell you its full uses, but wild lettuce, the Native Americans used it extensively. And this is a nice crop of jewel weed. So animals are using these roots as a home. You can see the tracks. I'm going with fox. So there you go. We got a couple right in a suburban, I would say urban area, really. That's, oh, there's a squirrel, gray squirrel. You can see there's houses and animals are using this. So right there in your urban environment, there can be a lot of wildlife. And I'm kind of surprised at how wild this is right here. Blackberry. All right, CC Rider, you were asking about foraging. So each one of these flowers will be a berry. And look at this daddy long legs here. Big fella. Oh. I hope everybody checked out our toad mating season video. Well, here it is back in the day. This was the old entrance, so there's a pond in there. And that's always good. Oh, look at this. Canal of some sort. The Farmington River is over there, and I wonder if this was part of the canal. The Farmington Canal went from, obviously, Farmington all the way up into Northampton, Massachusetts. And it was used to transport goods. Now, there are sections of it left, but now they're restoring a lot of it for paths and greenways, which is always a good idea. This is crazy, this park, isn't it? Like you're in the city and then bang, you're in here. Well, now there's not really much of a map. If I had to take a guess, the pond would be down, and I don't know. I don't know that we're going to do much more of this. Let me see what's over here. I really want, if we're going to do this, I want to get to somewhere really squatchy. And this is nice, but I wouldn't say it's too squatchy at all. So originally, back in 1895, this was 35 acres. And it went into what is today, there's some water. Or no, is that water? No, but it's pretty cool, and we're going to check it out. There's benches down there. This is really kind of, I bet back in the day this was really nice. Not that it isn't nice as just a wild setting, land preservation, because that's always nice. I guess we have to go down and see what this sign says. So that down there leads to another park apparently called Memorial Park. But I want to check out this over here. I guess what I would say about this place is that it's probably a good place to bring kids. And just a nice, easy, open hike. And of course, watch out for ticks. Jeez. Nasty little fellas. It's not their fault. They were born into that shape. They have no choice but to survive by drinking blood. I mean, don't hate them for what they do, just try to prevent them from getting on you. A lot of animals depend on ticks for food. This was a fountain. This was the first fountain to be powered by electricity in America. And the trolley lines provided that. And it had colored lights hanging from two central discs, reflected onto the water, sprayed into the air. And we do that today with holograms. Water sprayed into square fern filled planters, adorn the walls, And a bunch of ferns were planted by the sides. Once a year, 200 to 300 fish in the pond were caught and moved into the fountain. Why not just do goldfish, and then you take the goldfish out, put them in a tank, instead of disturbing and displacing native fish and then putting them back. But you know, back in the day, 1895 to 1905, they just did whatever the heck they want. This must have been something with the lights reflecting onto the mist. Look at, and the ferns are still here. That's pretty cool. Must have been nice. Like on today, if this was a fountain and the mist on these benches, must have been really nice. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Yep. Come check it out. There's one more pavilion. There's one more kiosk here. So we'll read that and call it a day here. I'm not going to do this whole thing today. I just finished work. That's why you see the work shirt. If you were in the neighborhood, living in these houses, yeah, I'd be back here all the time if I lived back there. And I would know this place like the back of my hand. But given how many streets just surround this thing, I don't think you're going to have much of a Squatch encounter or a cryptid encounter of any kind here. Let's see what this says. I swear I hear water. Oh, this was a carousel. Okay. Steam powered merry-go-round. Cost 1 penny. And music from a band organ was heard in July of 1898. And the carousel moved to the Chutes, a new amusement park in Hartford. And it's interesting that they mention Hartford because Hartford has the oldest carousel in America. And I think it's $1 a ride or something ridiculously cheap. So, and that's really cool. I actually love going on that carousel. So, cool. All right, that's it. That's it. That's it. 0 on the Squatchin meter. But it's a nice refuge from the sprawl, sort of where Hartford trails off, and Farmington is very developed. I worked in Farmington almost 10 years, lived in Farmington. Of course, the main feature of Farmington is the Farmington River. And it has a lot of access points, so that's good. I'm sure if I walked around, I'd find the pond, but my guess is the pond would be tiny, a lot of bugs. These little places in the midst of the city they offer nice hiking, but they also offer wildlife refuge. And you can just hear it, motorcycles and cars, and but then you got woodpeckers, so it's important to have these little places. So there were canals here. So we're at Suburban Park, which was open 1895 to 1905, and we are here. This is Farmington Avenue. Um, This is a really interesting place. It was the end of a line. The trolley from New York ended here, and they had all kinds of stuff set up. They had a carousel, a water fountain, a cafe, ice cream parlor, storage caves, the punting sign, the canal. Um, they had all kinds of rental spaces, and they played tennis and baseball here. This was also known as Rainbow Park. You charge 15 cents for a 1 hour and 15-minute ride from Hartford. Took an hour and 15 minutes. It was 35 acres, used for festivals, lectures, dances, and special events. Wooden chairs at the entrance led uphill to the dance pavilion. This is right over here somewhere. Right there. Where was the dance? Anyhow. Canals, Japanese lanterns hung in the trees, and they studied birds and trees here. They played tennis, swings and hammocks. The park was used by many organizations. I'm not going to list them all. They used it a lot. The park land and buildings changed hands a lot. During World War II, it was home to one of the town's 2 airplane observation posts. In 1999, a developer sold the land to the town after a grassroots campaign by residents prevented him from mining the property for sand and gravel, which you'll see earlier. There's a lot of sand here. And he wanted to build 50 houses. It's now town owned, and it's now town owned, and it's maintained as a natural space for passive recreation where you can enjoy the history and natural beauty. There's no motorized vehicles. Everyone can use the park for walking, snowshoeing, picnicking, as long as dogs are leashed and trash is picked up. And as they say, take only pictures, leave only footprints. My take on this is it is very sandy, but that sand is important. As you see, it provides houses for foxes, which you'll see in our video. So, Farmington, Connecticut, right off of this man-made chaos here. And it's all about getting out there. So check out our social media, check out our merchandise, and like and subscribe, and leave us some comments. We've been getting some crazy comments, and I want to encourage that. Be nice to each other, be respectful of nature. We're in Farmington today, and earlier, a little while ago, we were at Suburban Park checking it out, and now we are at the Farmington River Recreation Area, and got a lot of river access here, and this is probably my favorite river in Connecticut. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And so this is obviously wide open and paved, and you got bikers and pedestrians, and but the star of the show is definitely the river, and you can see it right there. We'll get down to it. We're just enjoying after work. There's a grackle hunting for bugs. It's a beautiful bird. You notice that around the head it's iridescent metallic colors, blues and green metallic. You can hear the river. Just gorgeous. I used to tube along here. I would put in up ahead a little bit and then tube down for a couple miles. It would take all day, and it was awesome. Get my own tube. I don't rent. Just go get your own damn tube. And you want to have a car up and a car down, though. That's for sure. So you got two people. What's nice about those? Get yourself a little tire inflator. Don't step on the caterpillar. Right out of the path. Here, this little fella, gypsy moth caterpillar. About to get squished on something. Look at how beautiful. Look at those colors. Let's put him on some mugwort here. There we go. He does not like mugwort. Here's a CCIS fact for you. Caterpillars don't like mugwort. He's not this. Oh, he's all right. None the worse. He was probably getting hot on that pavement. Oh yeah, he'll cool off over there. So now we're about to access the river. Hello. And it's just gorgeous. Trophy trout river. So this is a trophy trout river and salmon. And it's just absolutely gorgeous here. Oh yeah. And it's a nice hot late spring day. Oh man, it's all about getting out there. Look at that. That's as nice as it gets. Loving it. I'm loving it. So we're just kicking back, camera person and myself. Had to do some repairs for a friend, and camera person wants me to look at the camera, but I'm looking at this river and the sycamore tree. Look at the bark on the sycamore tree. When you see that, you know it's a sycamore tree. And no, that's how it is naturally. It's not a disease or anything. It's not unhealthy. It's doing just fine. Anyhow, if you like fishing for trout, smallmouth bass, and whatnot, I've been snorkeling in this river. I'm a diver. And the diversity of life here and the abundance of life is ridiculous. So you get some good fishing here. We're just out messing around today. We had no intention of doing any of this, but would you look at this place? Wow. I would put the camera down. Wow. I think, oh, heron. Just going to relax here a little bit. So we're actually right on a lot. We're actually technically in Unionville, so not Farmington, but just on the Farmington Unionville town line. Just kicking it. Look at this. Couldn't ask for a better view. I've never seen this particular view. What's nice about this is how you're right in the middle of the river, because then it bends over here. So that view you're getting is premium. You're welcome, people. Look at that. There's nobody here. Ah, that's unfortunate. So there's all kinds of birds scurrying along the path here. And of course, you got water, you got insects, vegetation, fish, frogs, whatnot. See this little fella? I believe that's a flicker. And flickers, whether you call them eastern or northern, the flickers are a woodpecker. Yep, that's a flicker. And they are the only woodpecker that forages for insects on the ground. Fun fact for you. And I'm getting all kinds of caterpillar webs. What a happy little bird. I believe it's a flicker. Now, if I'm mistaken, hopefully 25 people will leave some comments like, dude, you don't know a thing about birds. Whoa. I do know that the bird is the word. That much I do know. Whoa. Wow. So when I went snorkeling in the river, and that was up further, deeper water, they have these underwater, and they're like canyons. And they're lined up, man. That was just so beautiful to see them underwater. But this is nice. I'm thinking granite. I could be mistaken. Could be basalt. It's like you could film a sci-fi movie here. Don't, don't get me going. We have to get back to our timeline. How do we do that, camera person? I think we entered another dimension. But the water's done some really cool carving in here. What a nice, I've never been over here. I can't believe I've never been over here. Oh, oh. Aha, look at this. Look at that, that's clever. They're using that as a fire pit, natural depression in the rock. Now that's how you do it. Man. Ho, ho, ho. There's a sandy beach down there. There's got to be another path leading to that. I'm not going to go down that. Look at his little caterpillar. So I was right, it wasn't spider webs, it was, look at him go. That's when I say, if you don't see the little things, that's about as little as it gets. Anyhow, we're just exploring. It's beautiful, fun. So we didn't expect to do anything after work today, but it was pretty straightforward. Got out of there, made some cash. But this, see, this is why you don't see us. I mean, we invite people, but we don't really know. 80% of the time, it's just random. We just stop and like, let's check this out, and that's what we do. So it's just random. But you know, we do want to bring people with us. So this place here. If you have limited mobility, you got a parking lot. You got portalets. It's free. It's open, I think, dawn to dusk, and you got river access. This goes all the way from here, from Unionville to Avon and Collinsville. Sorry, it goes to Collinsville. And that's a neat little town. So you could walk that whole distance. And there's a lot to do. You've seen many of our episodes. We've been in Collinsville. There's a lot to do in that town. So that's it. Check it out. It's a good place to bring kids and people with limited mobility because it's paved and it's flat and it parallels the river. You're going to get some really beautiful spots here. So bring the family out. It's free. You got wonderful parking and facilities, and there's enough river for anybody and everybody.